All right. Welcome, Professor Lex Beats, Lyrics Explained, bar breakdown of Kendrick Lamar's new song that he dropped yesterday. Watch the Party Die / Black Air Forces / so many other titles, because we don't know what the title of the song is yet. This is the next day after it dropped. So, of course, as always, we're going to start with the title and the cover art. Now, the cover art are some very worn out Black Air Force Ones, insinuating that Kendrick has been, Black Air Force Ones are what you put on when you're going on a mission, so to speak, if y'all know what that means from the hood. And Kendrick, of course, has been on a mission throughout the battle with Drake. So I think that's what the cover art signifies. Now, of course, with the word party being in the title, people are going to associate that with Party Next Door. He and Drake are rumored to be dropping an album sometime third or fourth quarter, probably next month. So there's that. Watch the Party Die. Also, Kendrick released this on the day that MTV was hosting their Video Music Awards. The song sits at almost 30 million streams at this point, so it totally stepped on that being in the headline. So again, watching the Party Die as he released the Party of the VMAs Die as he released the song. At the same time, they were holding the VMAs, and Kendrick and everything about this song is trending. There are people who are trending related to the song, etc., etc. We'll get to them in a minute. And of course, the main meaning that you can take away from it is watching the end of Drake and the party culture that he represents die. After losing the battle, I think Drake and everything that surrounds him has been struggling with their loss of relevance. And the popularity has just taken a major hit. But let's get into these lyrics. So verse 1. Now, I'm not going to read every verse, every lyric, I should say. I'm going to highlight what lyrics I'm talking about, what section I'm talking about on the screen. But we're going to start at the very beginning. I think it's time to watch the party die. The ish done got too wicked to apologize. It's different. Get them whacked and disqualified. We even kill the killers because they like taking innocent lives. Now, the too wicked to apologize is layered because, of course, he can be talking about what happened with Diddy and what we've seen with him and Cassie, and then the apology that he tried to, relay after that. He also can be talking about Drake taking it too far in the battle as well. Now, when he uses the term get him whacked and disqualified, that could be the use of the name Whack and Whack 100, as he has some kind of pending cases going on as well. That's pretty deep. I don't want to get into all that, but there's a lot going on there. And then he says, we even kill the killers because they take innocent lives. Again, there's a lot of... Diddy's not the only person who is tied to activity that has ended in people's unaliving, so to speak. So I think that could be what he's talking about there. He's just referring to all of those stories and allegations so far. Then he says, burn the whole village, we start over, it's really that time. While reason with these ninjas if they can't see the future first. While argue with these clowns if the circus is well at work. Now, why reason with these ninjas if they can't see the future first. Now, of course, he could be talking about TDE and they had an artist Reason that they signed. So he could be talking about why reason with these and why sign these people, why give them the time of day if they can't see the future first. Now, I know Reason left TDE because he wanted more mainstream push and success. So that could be a reference to that. That's kind of a stretch though to me. I'm reaching on that a little bit. But of course, Future First, like that, was the first song that started the battle, so to speak. And of course, that was a song with Future and Metro Boomin. Now, when he talks about arguing with these clowns while the circus is well at work, he's saying we need to stop focusing on the artist and focus on the system that produces and perpetuates the artist and propels the artist into the public eye in the first place. Now, the next line, just walk that man down, that'll do everyone a solid. It's a little bit of a reach, but it could be a reference to Rihanna's song Man Down, where she kind of predicts the future with how her friendship with Drake kind of went. She sees them as friends and he's kind of obsessed with her a little bit. And that's kind of the gist of that song. Also in the video, she does actually shoot a man at the beginning of the video. So that could be a reference to that song as well. It fits the beef with Rihanna and Rocky. For whatever reason, Drake has a beef with them still. Now we're gonna come down a little bit to they glorify scamming. You get chipped over this credit card line. Okay, that to me references street cred and the way that some of these rappers die over the image that they portray, right? And the scam part is the image that they are portraying, right? It can be seen as that. Now I know, of course, on the surface, the stake betting, online gambling, all of that, the scammer culture, NFTs, cryptocurrency, et cetera, right? All that's glorified in the culture, but the underlying line that I take from that also is just how rappers are portrayed in general, right? And it's a callback to the line in Euphoria when he says everybody want to be demon till they get chipped by a throwaway. Again, talking about people portraying a certain image until it really gets real. And then I hate when a rapper talk about guns and somebody dies, they turn into nuns, Euphoria, again. He's bringing up the same subject matter that was in those lines in that song. Okay, now he's gonna take some direct shots. Influencers talk down because I'm not with the basic ish, but they don't hate me, they hate the man that I represent. The type of man that never deride because I want a favor, the man that resides in patience. So one, he's showing how he views online streamer culture and influencer culture. Two, he's putting to bed the lyric in Push-Ups when he insinuated that he was begging Kai Cenat for whatever, begging Kai Cenat, boy, you're not effing beating us. And it shows that, Kendrick, because he doesn't participate, they don't like who he is. They don't like the man that I represent. That could also be seen as Christ in righteousness, the righteous man, so to speak, which relates to some of the messaging from Mr. Morale in the Big Steppers album. And it shows why Kendrick, he's outlining directly why the streamers and the clout chasers do not or have a lower favorability of Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? They favor Drake a little bit more. Of course, we know AKADEMICS. You got the little white guy. I can't think of his name. The interview Donald Trump. Let me channel my inner rock. It doesn't matter what his name is. Let's move on. So in the last 8 lines, it's pretty straightforward. I didn't really find any hidden meanings in it, but he's just basically saying, where are all the people in hip hop, in the culture who are like me? Our men and our women with a purpose and a direction, much like Nipsey Hussle and what he represented. So that's what I took from that. Now let's get into the chorus. Now, of course, it's a prayer. God, give me life. Dear God, give me peace, et cetera, et cetera. But then he gets to this part where he's talking about pocket watching, you must be the police. And also the line, dear God, draw a line. They trying to confuse them with me. Now, not only is he talking about, of course, the more upper tier rappers, Drake, Cole, etc. He could be talking about Lupe as well, because a lot of artists, especially behind the scenes, I think are jealous. And I don't think Cole fits into this category, but I think that they're jealous of Kendrick's success and the way he's been able to get it and the attention that he garners when he does finally drop. He can disappear for 5 years and kind of not miss a beat. Everybody's really anticipating what he's gonna do next. And it's been that way throughout his career, and I think that just breeds a lot of jealousy. So by the pocket watching line, I think that's what he means, especially with Drake always mentioning his awards and his accolades. Like, what does that have to do with anything? Why does that concern you? Now, when we go into the second verse, he starts it again with some more very widespread direct shots, right? So I think it's time to watch the party die. Street ninjas and the corporate guys and the rappers that report the lies. Okay, so we got a lot going on there. There's a lot of people who that fits, and we're gonna just name them right quick. So we got Cam and Mace, we got Gilly and Wallow, mostly Gilly. We have Joe Budden and the whole crew there. We have Michael Rubin, Jay-Z, Diddy, Baby, Jay Prince. There's a lot of people that fit that narrative because it's street ninjas, corporate guys, rappers that report the lies, of course, all the rapper podcasters. And I know, don't be fooled by people switching sides or jumping on the side that won or supporting the side that won. That's, the industry is fake, right? And I think that's what Kendrick is getting at in this part of the verse. Yes, some are trying to protect their relationships with Drake, so they pick Drake, but some don't like Drake or Kendrick, but they'll jump on Kendrick's side just because Kendrick is winning, and that will garner them more favor and attention on their platform. They don't like either one of them because they're jealous of all of these successful people, which is why they report the lies, right? So let's continue. No more pillow talking, jump starting neighborhood wars, dirty Mac and itches. because your spirit is insecure, the flashy ninja with nasty decisions, using money as a backbone. I want his dome split before he back home. The radio personality pushing propaganda for salary. I'm gonna stop right there. Now, when he says radio personality, of course, everybody's gonna jump right to academics, and of course, he's definitely talking about academics, but also The Breakfast Club, Hot 97. You have to pay attention. Not everybody on Hot 97, just certain shows. You have to pay attention to, again, people using these artists to cater to fans when they don't really support the artists like that. You know, no pun intended. But the propaganda, pushing propaganda for salary. You know, there's a lot of propaganda pushed on the radio station. This is not a song solely focused on Kendrick versus Drake, like people are trying to make it out to be. Like Drake's side is trying to make it out to be so they can stay relevant, I guess, and, you know, force this round two. That's not gonna happen. You know, I think he's asking us, the listener and the culture, to pay attention to what we falling for and what we giving support to. Just because somebody may sound like they support this culture and really want to see it grow and be productive, a lot of them are just grifters grifting for money. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the bottom line. I think that's what he's getting at in most of this verse here. And at the end, when he's talking about the obvious degenerates, failing to acknowledge the hope that we're trying to spread, he's talking about the Pop and Molly's part. Again, he's talking about, and a lot of the artists he's worked with fit this category too, but I guess he's drawing a line in the sand as far as that being promoted so much in the culture. You know, in this record, and the Black Air Force Ones as the cover art, you know, this is the time he's on. So in the third verse, he starts, sometimes I wonder what Lecrae would do. Now, Lecrae is a Christian rapper, if you don't know, very popular, one of the more popular Christian rappers. And then he says, that's why he says, F these ninjas up, or show them what prayer do, right? Because Lecrae is a Christian rapper. I want to be empathetic, my heart like D1. Now, D1 is from Louisiana. Maybe we'll see him pop out in the Super Bowl, but also a very conscious rapper. I wouldn't call him necessarily a Christian rapper, but he does represent righteousness throughout his music as well. Then he continues, it's time to get these devils out the way. Now, again, that goes back to the clown circus line in the first verse. Then he continues, heavy metals on my sword. We settle hard disputes today, the ghetto Hollywood divorce. Now, this one's layered. Heavy metals on my sword, of course, means his awards. You know, he's using metal as in steel, or medals as in gold medal, Olympics type thing, right? Or Pulitzer Prize and Grammys and VMAs and all the other awards Kendrick Lamar has. Now, when he references Hollywood Divorce, that's a song by Outkast from the Idlewild soundtrack, which is not as popular. It's a dope, real dope song. And it features Lil Wayne and Snoop. And if you listen to the lyrics in the song, it kind of predicted the future of each artist. Not all of them held to the messaging that they put out in the song, in their lyrics, but 3 of them did, 1 of them didn't. I'll let you listen to the song, decide what you take away from it, but that's what I took away from it. Hollywood Divorce by Outkast. Stream it, look it up, check it out. Now, in the next line, when he says, say hello to your future fate. Again, in like that, he kind of predicted what would happen in the battle. And also the album that Drake did with Future, What a Time to Be Alive. Kendrick is also describing what it would be like if we took the route that he's taking towards the culture, right? So what a time to be alive it would be if we kind of made that ghetto Hollywood divorce that he said in the previous line. That's a reach, I understand that, but it's Kendrick, so let's continue. The next line, the culture bred with carnivores, let them snack, they eat your face. The signatures is being forged. Now that could represent a lot of things. Now, first thing I take away from it is the copying of styles. You know, Drake being accused of working with artists and then hopping on their trend and their style of making music. And, you know, again, let them snack and they'll eat your face, you know? So again, you let them collaborate with you and they'll take your old style and run with it, right? The signatures is being forged. That could also be contract talk. And I'm not gonna get totally deep into it, but music contracts can be designed in a way to where if artists are no longer here, it could be more profitable for the people that they're signing the contract with. That could also be a reference to that due to the tone of the song. Now we're gonna go down a little bit. It's cynical to say, I know these artists is petrified. The end result in jail by Jezebel or drugged up full of lies. So again, that goes back to what I just said as far as the way artists end up either in jail or end up not here anymore. There's overdoses. If you look at how many artists actually ended up overdosing over drugs, and industry execs as well, and how many artists end up in jail over quote unquote assault cases. Again, I'm not saying that all of them are trumped up or made up. A lot of those ninjas did that. But at the same time, they do send women at artists to get them in compromising positions or put a case on them and put them in jail. I mean, I think that's what he's referencing there. And it happens. That's where the Jezebel line comes from. That's what Jezebel, the story of Jezebel in the Bible, that's part of it. That's what the name is synonymous with. Of course, there's also the song by Outkast, Jazzy Belle. I don't think it refers to that as much, but let's continue. So the next line, critical, I know my physical is tested all the time. Now I think that refers also to the Jezebel line, to the previous lines, and also to the short jokes. And people are always talking about his stature and cracking jokes about his stature. My physical is tested all the time. Now the next lines, I'm pitiful in the sunken place soon as I'm questioning my pride. I'm seeing ghosts blacking out, relapsing one thought at the time. Now, again, the I'm pitiful, sunken place line, that goes back to what he talked about in Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers as far as cheating with the white girl. Was it Mr. Morale? Yeah. Cheating with the white girls on the road. And Desire, Drake brought that up in the battle. And of course, the sunken place comes from the movie Get Out. Now, I'm seeing ghosts blacking out, relapsing. Again, that could be talking about the ghostwriters blacking out. Okay, you black out when you rap very well or write very well, right? So ghostwriters blacking out, as well as when you relapse on drugs, you tend to black out. Also, Black Thought is known for blacking out in the freestyle with Funk Master Flex. That is a reach for sure, as well as tying relapse to Eminem. Eminem kind of blacked out on that album. Those are both reaches though, but I'm gonna mention it anyway because for the sake of wordplay, it is there, but it is a reach. Let's continue. Now, I spare no feelings that ain't mine. I'm in my feelings when I slide. Now, of course, that could mean a lot of things. Drake has a lot of feeling songs. The two I take away that Kendrick is referencing is Feel No Ways and, of course, the In My Feelings song. Both have to do with Kanye West. Now, In My Feelings is the Kiki song, and supposedly Kiki is Kim Kardashian. And Feel No Ways was produced by Kanye West. And I think if you listen to it, it sounds like to me it was actually probably going to be written for him. With the way Drake is approaching the song, he sounds like Kanye on the song, to be totally honest. But if we go back to the Jezebel line that we just covered, Kanye West has inferred at times that Kim Kardashian and the Kardashians were trying to keep him drugged up. And there's allegations also with his current partner right now. Well, now, whether that's true or not, I haven't heard it from Kanye, so until you hear that, I don't believe it. But I think he's referring to the Kim Kardashian stuff more, as in, if you go throughout again, it applies to Kanye West currently as far as the end result in jail by Jezebel or drugged up full of lies line, right? So now we're going to go down a few lines and we're going to get to the line where he goes, my ninja Jay Estrada said, I got to burn it down to build it up. Now, Jay Estrada is a physical fitness trainer, right? So I got to burn it down to build it up. That's how you build muscle, right? You get that burn, you feel the burn, and you build muscle. So that's slick wordplay there when he mentioned his trainer. And the last line, looking outside, the kids live tomorrow because today the party just died. Now, to me, that the kids live tomorrow because the party just died. A lot of the abuse happens through parties, and y'all know what I'm talking about. The PDF file situations and things that were addressed on Meet the Grams and Not Like Us, right? Shout out to Drake sending the cease and desist on the Not Like Us records, everybody, to make sure it's not played everywhere. Good luck with that. But yeah, this was a record I think that was more general. Again, a lot of people, and like I said, I think it came from all the OVO camp trying to make this record about Drake. This record is now taking it to the next step. Kendrick has moved on from Drake. Okay, this record is not about Drake. This is about now the direction of the culture. Like what side are we standing on? Are we going to stay with the foolishness? Are we going to try to really improve hip hop culture and get it back to creation and productivity and art and being a benefit to not only us today, but to the future, to our kids and to our kids' kids? That's what it should be. Publishing and things like that should be generational wealth, and it's being taken from us because, to go back to the line in the first verse, why argue with these clowns if the circus is well at work? Right? Time to start tearing down the circus, especially the media circus. See, I just caught that. So there's other things to catch, of course, in the record. If you enjoyed this Lyrics Explained, check out these videos right here that you'll see appearing on the screen. There's a playlist of all the Kendrick Lyrics Explains I've done. There's a playlist of all the battle coverage, including all the lyrics explained from each battle record between him and Drake. Click on one of those videos there. Thank y'all for watching, checking out.